Oh, it's me.
You're hosting.
Oh, I'm hosting. Sorry, I'm waiting for you to do so.
This is why I host more than Baby Sam.
Kidding me. Sorry. Right.
So,
Okay.
Hall of Fame.
It's Hall of Fame.
Welcome to the Hall of Fame. Sam's on Wrestling Hall of Fame. Go.
No. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Sam's on Wrestling.
Hall of Fame!
Hall of Fame. I think that's how the song goes. We are doing another Hall of Fame video where we talk about just our personal, either a match, a moment, or segment. We induct 3 each into it in one video and just have a nice chat about positive and fun
Into
stuff.
our box that means it will stay forever. Will never be deleted. It will always be long lived in the memory.
Exactly. And
Hello! And one day, one of us will say, The Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 25, but neither of us are saying it yet.
No.
It's a game of chicken.
Yeah.
Who's going to say it first?
Exactly. And if you'd like to end up in our Hall of Fame, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, of course.
Yeah.
And Sam, let's move on to the matches.
Yes.
What match would you like to induct into the Hall of Fame today?
Okay. So last time I inducted the match that brought me back into wrestling. I'd like to induct a match that potentially nearly made me leave wrestling. But I look back on now. So it's the same age you said in the last video when you were like 11 is a dodgy age.
Yeah.
I was 11, exactly 11 here, so right. But I look back on this match now, and all it does is make me smile.
Okay.
Because of how bad it is.
Right.
Yes, sometimes the Hall of Fame can just be this. And the match I would like to induct is Triple H
Good start.
versus Scott Steiner at the Royal Rumble 2003.
You realise this is a Hall of Fame, Sam? That's what we're doing here.
This match, honestly, may be the worst match ever. It may be the worst world title match. I think this is worse than Mabel Diesel at SummerSlam. This match is so bad. And watching it, can I just point out, do you know what match comes after this?
It's Angle Benoit.
Angle Benoit in a clinic, and then a very decent, forgettable but decent Royal Rumble. It's so funny, this match. Steiner has a foot injury. He can't wrestle. He's not fit. And they go and have an 18-minute match with a now slightly overweight Triple H. He wasn't fit himself. I don't know if he'd gone on and off the, but like, it's just a series of T-bone suplexes and Triple H selling badly. Scott Steiner all over this. It killed a guy who was about to be main event in one match. And at the time, I didn't get what was going on because I was 11. I was saying, this match is it's not meant to be this bad. It's not meant to be this messy. They fell over so many times. And then, Sam, it ends in a DQ finish. They were trying to protect Steiner. I think this match is so terrible.
This is supposed to be a happy place, Sam.
It is a happy place. Look at the smile on my face. Because at the time I hated it, even as 11. But I look back on it now, it's been talked about so much with negativity. And I'm like, do you know what? If you watch it and you go, this is really bad, let's watch this car crash.
Is it like watching The Room?
Yes, that is exactly Triple H. This is good at acting. Yeah. Triple H. The funny thing is, the build to this I really enjoy. They do a really good arm wrestling segment. They do a pose down. It's so silly because Steiner can't wrestle because he's injured. I don't know why they did it. He had a great. We talked in our bracket series. We talked about Steiner's debut. It was fantastic because I'm a huge pop. This match, everyone was excited for this match. Even with Triple H being the way he'd been recently, he'd just got out the back of Katie Vick. And he got off the back of taking the title back off Shawn Michaels at 3 stages. So he's not in a great... Oh, Sam, I love this match. Can I please induct Triple H versus Scott Steiner at the Royal Rumble 2003? Please, can I?
Only because I love you, I give you permission.
Yay! Our first match inducted in this video.
Just don't do it again.
Okay, sorry. It's Triple H versus Scott Steiner at the Royal Rumble 2003.
CM Punk versus Cena. They're trying to kick. They're all just looking at him. How'd you end up here so early?
Just walking into the room like. Sam, what match would you like to hopefully induct? That's technically a better match than that.
So Jinder Mahal. No. I am changing the mood up slightly.
Yeah.
I'm going a different route. I'm going with a match that was quality, but it's because it made people feel a certain way, and it made someone a star like that.
So not Scott Steiner trying to win the world title.
Believe it or not, no.
Okay.
We did not have the same idea.
Right.
Kofi Mania, the gauntlet match.
It's on my list.
I'm going with the gauntlet match.
Oh, that match.
Not the match that he won.
Oh, I love that that's being inducted.
Because that was what made it. Before that, it was just Kofi Kingston part of New Day.
This was the build to the Elimination Chamber to become the last person out of the chamber, right?
So yes, it was the last entrant.
Yeah.
So Mustafa Ali had qualified or was put in there and got injured.
That was going to be his spot.
Yeah.
That was going to be his spot.
And then Kofi got thrown in because it's just another baby.
We need somebody else.
We'll just throw them in there. No one thought anything of it. It's just...
Well, that's the thing. That's the fascinating thing. They just threw Kofi. Did they just replace the booking of Mustafa Ali with Kofi and went, well, Mustafa was meant to win 2 or 3 matches and go long.
I think
Kofi,
so.
Can you do that? Because if that's what happened, that's why it's even more lucky. Because if they rebook the match so Kofi does go long, whose decision was that if you didn't plan to push them? No. If they've just gone, we've already planned this match a week ago, 2 weeks ago, because it was going to be an hour long, Kofi just... in you go.
Do stuff.
Oh wow, he got so over.
The thing is with Kofi, it wasn't necessarily from nowhere because everyone loved Kofi.
Love Kofi. Still do.
And he had that kind of run in 09. Everyone would have loved him to have got a title shot, but everyone thought his chance had just gone. Like, it wasn't going to happen. And he had a great career with the New Day. And then that match happened. And I can't think of another example within the last 15, 20 years, really. There might be a couple here and there.
One match made a main event.
One match out of nowhere made a lower mid-carder a main eventer who should be winning the WWE title at WrestleMania. One match.
None. There isn't one.
Yeah.
No.
So for a match to have done that in one, and when Kofi's got to like Styles, and Styles is like, just stay down, and Kofi's like, hit me, come on, or don't patronise me by giving me sympathy, and he's just like, come on. The crowd are going mental. Oh. This is a bang average SmackDown before an Elimination Chamber. The crowd are probably usually lukewarm. They're going for it. They are on their feet, and it's magical.
It's such a good match. And the best thing about that is they then recreated that same gauntlet match with the New Day themselves to keep him in the WrestleMania match. And they also had an absolute belter of match, Big E and Xavier Woods. And that was emotional as well because they were doing it for somebody else. I remember the celebration, Kofi coming down. That whole thing was just wonderful. And you're absolutely right. Mustafa getting injured really, but this was the crux of what did it, because fair play whoever was paying attention to then rebook the Elimination Chamber, or again, they just carried on with the booking instead of just going, let's have somebody else come second, to go, okay, Kofi will do the Mustafa Ali spot and carry on in the exact same spot with it. I tell you what, not going to lie, that is a fantastic entrant that I have not thought of at all. And I'm unbelievably happy that that's going in. Would you like to induct it in?
I would love to induct it. It'd be my pleasure because I love Kofi. So it is inducted officially
Kofi's gauntlet match.
It's in there.
Oh.
It's in the Hall of Fame.
Love it.
So now we move on to our moments category. This is an individual moment that you want to throw into the Hall of Fame. Sam, what you got for us?
Do you know what? I'm continuing with the WCW theme.
Okay.
I'm actually in WCW. I would like to induct a WCW moment. And there's obviously some amazing moments, some really famous ones. But I'm going to induct one that's maybe not as famous. It's known, obviously, but it's not as famous. I'm inducting the moment that Goldberg spears Bret Hart, and Bret Hart is wearing a metal, breastplate, chest plate type thing.
It's your kind of thing, man.
I love that for 2 reasons. One, it would still hurt Bret. Why did you just get it? Why are you fine? It's like when Edge speared Foley at Mania. He's wearing barbed wire. It's like, you still got speared. Wouldn't barbed wire go in? But this, it was great because the Bret Goldberg thing was actually good. As much as everyone's forgotten because Goldberg then kicks Bret's head off. That moment was really cool because Goldberg is still Goldberg. He spears Bret and then just stays down. And everyone's going, what's happened? What happened? Because Bret sold it straight away. Bret's smart. He's not stupid. And then he gets up, takes off his shirt or removes his shirt or shows his shirt, and everyone goes, oh! And they're so weird when you get a delayed response to something. That's a real art in wrestling that you don't get often, is someone being able to do something, everyone going, what happened? I think back to CM Punk being the referee at Clash. Ref comes down, brilliant. Beautiful camera works from behind. Some people know, but the audience don't, the other one behind don't, and then you turn around, camera turns, and it's Punk. So you get that other response. Love that. You don't get it often enough, and I loved that moment in WCW, and I think we should give some WCW love. I've given Scott Steiner some love.
Yes, you have. No, I think that's not one I had a thought, but it is a great moment. It's absolutely your kind of thing because
Yes, it is.
you like logic in wrestling.
Yeah.
You like characters being smart.
There's no logic in that, but it's WCW and WWE logic.
Yes, exactly. So you've got to give it a different level of logic. You've got different expectations. But no, okay, I'd absolutely have that in the Hall of Fame. I think it was a really nice moment because again, it's just a character being smart. You get so many wrestlers, especially babyfaces, are just idiots.
Dumb.
And then it makes it.
What do you mean? There's music playing.
Whoa.
What's happening?
Oh no, the distraction roll up.
Oh,
Yeah.
The schoolboy, the deadliest
The most
finisher.
protected finisher in wrestling.
Really is.
Yeah.
But I do like that. Every now and then WCW did things like that. The problem with WCW is they had like 2 writers who had to write Nitro, then Thunder, and then a pay-per-view potentially. And they couldn't keep up with it. And then they obviously gave the book to Kevin Nash and it went a mess because you can't have a wrestler be the booker if he's in it, it's all a mess. But every now and then they would do something that kind of smart, and because there was so much rubbish happening, that got forgotten. But I think it's a really, really cool moment. I think it was Bret's best moment in WCW. I can't think of much that I would say.
Choice.
No, but I think it's also nice to see Goldberg get outwitted because obviously he comes in and uses his power and someone goes, I'm going to use intelligence against you to beat you, rather than us, and technically clean as well.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to use a cattle prod. So, can I add a WCW moment?
You most certainly can.
Thank you very much. Into our Hall of Fame, our fun Hall of Fame today. It's a really fun one. We are going to add Goldberg spearing Bret while Bret is wearing metal. Deadly metal. Sam, my darling.
Yes.
What moment would you like to add to the Hall of Fame?
Well, I'm glad to ask that question, Sam. I am going for a little bit of an obvious one, but this is a special one to me because I watched this with my friends at about 3 a.m. At his house when I was still in college, and we went absolutely mental.
Okay.
It's the Hardy Boys return.
WrestleMania 33.
Yeah, it's a bit more of a mainstream one, more of an obvious one.
No,
I love it. And it started a run of like, you had the Hardy Boys come back, and then Edge came back, and Punk came back, and we had a good few years of just biblical returns. And
in WWE and AEW.
yes, because Punk's AEW was probably, for me, better than his WWE return. But either way, that return was special to me because as I've said on a few videos now, Jeff Hardy was always my
He's the coolest guy. If you're young and you see Jeff, you're going to love Jeff.
Yeah, as a kid.
I love Jeff.
In 2009, and because I came in when he was just winning the title, and he was my 100% favourite. The whole feud with Punk was magical to me.
I have many matches that Jeff is in that will be a Hall of Fame. 100%. That's how cool Jeff was. So you've got you as a young fan, because how old are you? Are you in college? So
I was
33,
17.
so 17. So you're just kind of that age where you might not sure. I'm in like my late 20s here when this happens. I might even be 29 or something like that. And that WrestleMania sucked. It's a bad WrestleMania. No one cared about a triple threat ladder match. That's the fascinating thing. No one cared. But people went, that was their toilet break. A triple threat ladder, tag team ladder match. But no one cared. We also don't remember the same paper we had Bray, Randy with shenanigans. No one cared. Imagine being a returning tag team and it's the biggest moment of a WrestleMania. That is how big that moment was. They wrestled in a ladder match days beforehand against the Young Bucks.
Yeah, that's the art of it. No one expected. They hit it so well.
New Day's entrance thinking it was going to be New Day adding.
We all thought it was going to be New Day.
Not all the crowd.
I don't know, maybe my mates did. Yeah.
There was a delete chant happening very quickly.
There absolutely was. Well, you've got to remember that was their Broken era as well, so everyone was really happy to see that as well.
We didn't see Broken Matt and Jeff at the time, but they broke them later, obviously. Yeah. Or broke Matt later.
Yeah. And I haven't had any WrestleMania wrestling moments where I'm watching it with a group of people, so we get quite rowdy when something happens, and like a big return happens, and I'm with someone as it happens, and I get to mark out with friends. That was the first time that really happened for me. And that's always.
And they gave them the titles as well. They did the correct decision because there was no reason to give it like Enzo and Cass or the bar. Give it to them.
Yeah,
that was the moment.
It was special.
It was special. I'm really happy that that's there because I don't think I would have thought of that. It'd probably be like a videos long into the future that would come into my head. But I also loved that. I knew it was coming. Yeah. I wasn't tricked. I knew Hardys were going to re-debut. I knew when it was going to happen. When we got to the match, New Day came out. I was like, they're going to be introducing the Hardy Boys. I'm there. I'm also going delete. delete. But I still popped. And that is a skill. If you literally go, this is predictable, I know exactly what's going to happen. Yeah! That's something. So I would love for that to be added. Would you like to add it? Go on, add it
I
in.
would
Put it
love
in.
to
Put it in the box.
Add it into the Hall of Fame.
The Hardy's return.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 33.
Okay, so now we move on to the segment of the Hall of Fame. Sam, which segment would you like to put in this segment?
Technically, I'm staying in WCW. Technically, this is a WWF thing, but this person went to WCW later on in their career. So technically, all three of my moments everyone's been a WCW wrestler. Triple H was a WCW wrestler. Ric Flair was managing Scott Steiner.
Yes.
Brett Goldberg. And now this. The moment I'm going to do is actually vignettes. It's the segments I'm going to look at. And they are Mr. Perfect's vignettes, showing him being perfect in whatever it was, 1989, I think, sort of 88, that sort of thing. These are some of the best produced vignettes to demonstrate a character. I love it. Him just literally being perfect at every sport, hitting a bullseye, doing a gorgeous dive, throwing a football, and then being the one to catch it themselves, potting the easiest pot in pool. It's over the pocket. You know, come on, Kurt. You could do a bit more than that. You know, maybe, you've not seen the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when he pots it and he looks behind him. Do that. Do that. And what makes it even better in those videos is he's got the genius, like Randy Savage's brother, just like, he's actually staring at his crotch the entire time, I think, going, But I love the genius as well. These vignettes get over that this guy is perfect and brilliant and amazing. And immediately you go, he is going to be brilliant. He's going to work. It got him over without having to talk. He didn't have to wrestle a match. He was going to come out and you knew he was going to be excellent. I thought the videos were kind of funny as well, in a kind of, he just caught his own ball. And at the same time going, he's great, he's brilliant. I love it. They respected him in the backstage because apparently he couldn't hit the bullseye. He got over and over and over again, and then someone kind of had a word. He went, no, you're perfect, you're perfect. And you go on, bang, nails it, sort of thing. So even Kurt himself was perfect to get that bullseye in the last minute. I would like to put in Mr. Perfect vignettes as my segment to put in. Sam, what do you think?
I can absolutely agree with that. The best thing about it is that they picked the right person to do that for.
Yes,
to put that character on. That he actually
WCW copied storylines, like, because they had Lex Luger was getting Chuck Palumbo was becoming Lex Luger and stuff, and they picked Sean Stasiak to be the new Mr. Perfect, and you're like, no. So you're absolutely right, because you can get it wrong, and you're absolutely right. They picked the right person.
Absolutely. So I will now add my segment.
Would you? Can I not add Mr. Perfect? Can we add them in?
A very perfect segment.
No, add it in.
Sorry, we shall add, with my permission and my blessing, Mr. Perfect into our Hall of Fame. I'm so sorry, Mr. Perfect.
Perfectly done.
Yeah.
Sam, now you can actually put in your Hall of Fame segment.
I just get so eager. I get so impatient.
You do.
I really do. So, this is an out there one.
Yay!
Okay.
I mean, hello, have you seen my WCW theme?
Maybe. This one, I'm just going to say the quote here. See, I just kicked Stan.
No, that is not out there.
Yes,
That's on my list. It's on my list. I wanted to do that.
I loved it as a kid.
You know, in the last video you talked about you laughed out loud. That is my first laugh out loud moment as a kind of a young adult. Yeah. See, I just kicked Stan.
And then he just kicks all of the other producers down the corridor. The paper goes everywhere and just keeps doing it.
Triple H going, I don't know if that's controversial, but it's sure damn funny. Who did he kick?
Ty Dillinger.
It's Ty Dillinger. Sean Spears. How long was he going for?
I want to know, after they stopped going, did he just keep on doing it? How many people did he kick?
Off camera, didn't care, just kept going round.
So the production team's just diminished completely.
Kicked Mike Knox. Didn't know who he was.
Yeah, exactly.
No, Sam, I friggin' love this segment.
It's brilliant.
It's funny in general. Triple H comes over and goes, Eric Bischoff. No, first of all, Sean's actually tapping on a computer because it's Cyber Sunday. Because the gimmick is always that Sean can't work a computer. Yeah. I'm glad that they kept going. Like that. But Triple H goes, Eric Bischoff is controversial. They just don't think we're controversial anymore. You don't think we're controversial? What's your name? Stan. I just kicked Stan. Oh, it's just people didn't like DX in 2006 and 7, but I tell you who did. this guy.
Yeah, and me.
I thought it was funny. I thought they worked. I loved it. And do you know what, Sam? I am more than happy right now as the sun sets, completely changing the lighting of this one. Mr. Perfect is furious, but we just kicked the sun.
That is controversial.
I would love to pick it up and kick it into the Hall of Fame. Shawn Michaels, I just kicked Stan. That is our Hall of Fame for this month. Thank you very much for joining. What Hall of Fame matches and segments and moments would you like to add? Which are yours? Which will you want to live forever and never be deleted? Thank you very much for joining us. And we will see you on Sam's on Wrestling another time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Perfect. Yes.